Hello everybody, welcome back, or as Vladimir Kremlin would say, hello everybody, welcome back. Danya, very suspicious. Keep looking away, Bishop C8. No, you cheated, Daniel. No, I have to say. No, Daniel, you cannot say this. Anyway, so today I wanted to talk about a video course that I did recently for a site called 365 Chess, because I want to publicize the course, because to be honest with you, the sales of the first course I did for this company were not great. So this is the course that I've got, Mastering the Grunfeld Defense, just come out, and the level is intermediate and advanced, but to be honest with you, like, anybody would understand the video. It's already been reduced on a kind of thing, but yeah, the way I try to explain the material is fairly basic in many ways, but also useful for advanced players. And I really emphasize a lot the pawn breaks, and I talk also about the value of understanding that it's a technical opening. So I think anybody who is a technical player will revel in the Grunfeld. It's a tactical opening, but it's also a technical opening in the sense that you can win in the end game. So a lot of people write off the Grunfeld and say it's too drawish, leads to a lot of variations which are a bit drawish. I disagree. I think it's still pretty dynamic. Yes, a lot of the theory has been worked out in that opening, but there's still a lot of room for exploration. So what it says, discover the dynamic power of the Grunfeld defense and equip yourself with the strategies to outplay your opponents. Are you ready to transform your chess game and mastering one of the most dynamic and counter-attacking openings in modern chess? Join Grandmaster Daniel Gormally, an esteemed chess expert from England, with an exceptional track record using the Grunfeld defense. Not sure about that, but thank you for that comment. Yeah, so it's a pretty well written introduction. What they've done there is very professional. They've also mentioned, with a career spanning over 20 years, this is me doing a selfie because I didn't know how else to send them a picture. I don't have like many pictures, to be honest. This is quite well written. I didn't write this myself. An accomplished tactician, Gormali's most notable games feature brilliant tactics and surprising combinations against seasoned grandmasters. I mean, the thing is, one of the things I noticed working for 365 Chess, unlike other websites, they don't have a really high bar in terms of what they expect for you. They're more laid back, which is nice. But on the other hand, the downside is the sales are pretty bad. The problem is they're quite a new website. So obviously everyone has to go from somewhere. They call themselves 365 Chess. Whether that's because there is a betting website called 365, I don't know, and that's given them more Google hits. But I think they're fairly new to this video game. They may have been going for some time, but I think they've only started doing videos. So you look at their website, you go through their website, they've got a lot of different courses here. They've also got Master the Sicilian Dragon, Learn from Magnus Carlsen with GM Marian Petra. I believe that's a Bulgarian player. I think I've played him before actually. French GM Damien Lemos has done many videos. Very famous video author. Play like Gukesh. So there's lots. There's Play the Slav Defense by GM Daniel Gormally. Eventually I'm going to do a video where I basically just completely honest and just rip everyone apart in chess, sort of channel my inner Christopher Yu, channel my inner Shevchenko, and Hans Niemann, and Keith Arkle when he's slagging off all these selectors and all this kind of stuff. But no, in all seriousness, yeah, I mean, you're playing a role when you're doing these videos because you're having to be serious and professional. I don't think I would have been able to do a video at home when I first started doing videos, because when I first started doing videos I actually went to, I think the first video I did, like proper video, I went down to Surrey and I was working for Simon Williams' company, Ginger GM. This is going back many years ago actually, and did quite a good video, but we were filming in a shed Clive the cameraman. It's pretty stormy outside, by the way. He had his kind of like huskies, Siberian husky, in the garden, which is kind of scary, but it was quite a friendly dog. But obviously at that time I was very nervous about doing any of this kind of video presentation because I wasn't used to it, so I was always stumbling. I wasn't self-confident. Because I've done a lot of this now, a lot of YouTube, I'm much less nervous about doing it. It is a kind of, it takes you out of your comfort zone to some extent. Just going back to that course, is it? Yeah, there's some. They give you like an introduction, so like free.
Hello, everybody. Currently living in Northumberland. He was born in Vienna and he died in Vienna.
Yeah, so I talk about Grunfeld himself, and I mentioned that I always thought that Grunfeld was from Hungary, but apparently he wasn't. He was actually from Vienna. So that's an interesting chess fact. But the Grunfeld has been a pretty popular opening over the years. I think a lot of dynamic players love it. People who love the Sicilian also quite often play the Grunfeld as well. People who love stodgy openings like the Caro, or the maybe stodgier, is probably a better way to put it, or the French defence, or maybe the Berlin defence, maybe slightly less likely to play the Grunfeld. But if you're a dynamic player, yeah, one of the things I discovered during the course of, I did a lot of training games against the computer, and obviously looked at games that have been played in the past by myself, by other top players, by amateur players as well. One of the things I discovered was how it's very important to remember that you can outplay your opponent in the endgame in the Grunfeld, and a lot of the time you can win technically. So you don't necessarily need to sort of like, I always thought, back in the day, I always thought you had to win that opening in the middle game or the opening. But you don't have to. Because when I was playing training against a computer, okay, it's much stronger than me, but it was interesting how often it would take the game into the end game. We'd go down a line where it was like an end game line. So that's one of the things I try to get across in the video. What will you get in this course? Video lessons. Course contains video lessons, guide you through its content. Lesson PGNs. 365 chess. Yeah, there's a coach. There's like a repertoire trainer. So, one thing I would say, I mentioned before, the sales were poor in the previous video. They're okay, but the problem is that because 365 is a relatively new company, they don't have the sales reach of some of these companies that have a massive email database. So a company like Chessable puts a video course out, they've got a massive email database that's going to appear in your email. Oh, this guy's just released a course. You might click on it. Now, if you send that out to 100,000 people, you only need 1,000 of those people to click on that. 1 in 100, and then say 300 of them want to buy it. Happy days, people are making good money. But the problem is 365 Chess don't have that kind of, as far as I'm aware, don't have that kind of advertising reach. And the problem is now, of course, with the whole video market, it's kind of saturated. There's a lot of people doing the same thing. You really have to stand out from the crowd. And there's also free content available on YouTube. Actually, I was listening to a crime podcast. So I don't normally listen to podcasts, but I saw it got advertised a lot. It's about a kill list. So somebody goes on a dark web and they decide they're going to kill somebody, and they want to go into the dark web and hire somebody to kill them, and that was kind of interesting. But it was on YouTube, so originally it was on Apple, and you had to have an account on Apple to access that podcast, but somebody had uploaded to YouTube. So I could just watch it on YouTube. And it's often the same with chess video content. You've got good video content on YouTube. But the difference is you've got the interactive trainer here. So you've got the interactive trainer. You get the PGM files as well. So I think it's worth investing in. It's only £28, sorry. I don't have much money. I'm a struggling GM. So all these little things help me. I mean, at the moment I'm pretty much skint. Yeah, I'm really struggling. I might have to think. I'm doing a book at the moment, but after the book's finished, I may have to think about seriously about what direction I want to go. Do I want to keep writing books, doing video courses, because it's not getting me anywhere. It's not getting me anywhere constructive. Yeah, maybe I can make 16k a year, but that's not enough to really support like an independent lifestyle or getting out of where I'm living at the moment. So these are the problems that I'm faced with. Anyway, getting away from the depression thing, I'll basically leave a link down below. If you're interested in the course, please have a look at it. You know, the last course I did, the Slav Defence, the first month, it only got 20 copies. It sold only about 20 copies, I think. So anyone who buys the course is massively propping up the sales. You know, when you're getting that, it'd be nice if you got 300 copies. Great for the website, 300 sales. Be interested to know what their other authors are selling as well in terms of the pure numbers, because they might look at my numbers and think, well, why are we bothering to... This is the other problem. If you're not getting good sales, some of these sites aren't going to be interested in working with you going forward, because they're going to think, well, look, this guy's doing bad sales anyway, so why do we even bother? Let's just hire this guy or this girl instead. Anyway, that's the video. Please like and subscribe, and please check out the video if you're interested, because I think it's quite a good video and it's not that long.